Life will always present us with difficult people, those who test our patience, challenge our peace, and disrupt our focus. But as Stoics, we do not control their actions, only our response. Marcus Aurelius taught us that people act according to their nature, and our power lies in choosing reason over reaction. Epictetus reminded us that our judgments, not others, disturb us. Seneca advised that wisdom is staying calm amid storms. In this speech, we will explore how to apply Stoic principles, discipline, resilience, and indifference to negativity, to navigate challenging relationships while preserving inner peace. In the Stoic philosophy, perception is everything. It is not the external events or people that disturb us, but our judgments about them. When dealing with difficult people, the first step is to control how we perceive their actions. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that no matter how someone behaves, the way we interpret their words and actions determines our emotional response. Difficult people often act from their own struggles, ignorance, or personal biases. Their negativity does not define us unless we allow it to. If we see their hostility as a personal attack, we will react defensively, escalating the conflict. However, if we perceive it as a reflection of their internal battles, we can remain composed. By shifting our perception, we turn frustration into an opportunity for self-discipline. Epictetus taught that events themselves are neutral. It is our perception that gives them meaning. When faced with a rude remark or disrespectful behavior, we can either see it as an insult or as mere words spoken by someone who lacks understanding. If we refuse to take offense, their words lose power. This mental discipline frees us from unnecessary emotional suffering. Another way to control perception is through reframing. Instead of seeing difficult people as obstacles, view them as training partners in self-mastery. Every challenge they present is an opportunity to practice patience, humility, and wisdom. Just as an athlete strengthens muscles through resistance, we strengthen our character by handling adversity with grace. By mastering our perception, we reclaim control over our inner peace. The Stoic does not seek to change others, but to rise above their negativity through disciplined thinking and emotional restraint. Emotions are powerful forces that can either control us or be controlled by us. In the face of difficult people, our natural instinct is often to react emotionally: anger, frustration, resentment. But the Stoic path calls for something higher: mastery over our emotions. As Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters. This is the essence of self-discipline, choosing response over reaction, reason over impulse. When someone disrespects us, insults us, or tries to provoke us, our emotions surge. But if we pause and reflect before responding, we gain control over the situation. Seneca advised that anger is temporary madness. It blinds us and leads to poor decisions. Instead of reacting in the heat of the moment, a Stoic takes a breath, observes the situation rationally, and responds with wisdom. This ability to pause is a sign of strength, not weakness. Emotional mastery also means not allowing external negativity to dictate our internal state. Difficult people thrive on emotional reactions because they feed off conflict and drama. By refusing to engage emotionally, we deny them the power they seek. When someone insults you, silence can be more powerful than words. When someone raises their voice, maintaining calmness unsettles them. A controlled mind is untouchable. Another key practice is premeditatio malorum, anticipating challenges before they arise. By mentally preparing for difficult interactions, we reduce their emotional impact. If we expect rudeness from a difficult colleague or anticipate criticism from a harsh friend, we are not caught off guard. Instead of reacting emotionally, we approach the situation with composure. Emotional mastery is not about suppressing feelings, but training ourselves to respond with clarity and wisdom. Through patience, reflection, and discipline, we transform emotional turbulence into unwavering self-control. Indifference, in the Stoic sense, is not about apathy or coldness. It is about freedom. It is the ability to remain unaffected by negativity, insults, or the irrational behavior of others. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that the actions of difficult people do not have to disturb our peace unless we allow them to. When someone criticizes us unfairly, tries to provoke us, or acts disrespectfully, the Stoic response is simple: do not take it personally. Their behavior is a reflection of who they are, not who we are. If we react emotionally, we give them power over our state of mind. But if we remain indifferent to their negativity, we rob them of that control. This is the practice of ataraxia, inner tranquility that remains unshaken by external circumstances. One way to cultivate indifference is through perspective. Ask yourself, will this matter in a week, a month, a year? Most conflicts are temporary, and most insults are meaningless. If we step back and see the bigger picture, the words and actions of difficult people become insignificant. Just as a rock remains unmoved by the wind, a disciplined mind remains unaffected by external negativity. Another key practice is understanding human nature. People act according to their character, not ours. If someone is rude, that is their nature at work. If someone gossips, it is their habit, not our burden. Expecting people to behave differently than they are capable of is a source of frustration. Instead, we accept them as they are and focus only on controlling ourselves. True power lies in refusing to let others dictate our emotions. When we master indifference, we become immune to negativity, unshaken by provocation, and free from unnecessary suffering. Virtue is the foundation of Stoicism, and in dealing with difficult people, it becomes our guiding principle. No matter how others behave, a Stoic remains committed to wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This means that instead of matching hostility with hostility, we respond with integrity. Difficult people often act out of ignorance, insecurity, or personal struggles. They may insult, provoke, or manipulate, but their actions do not excuse us from our duty to live virtuously. If someone is rude, we do not need to be rude in return. If someone is dishonest, we do not need to lie or deceive. Instead, we act with patience, honesty, and composure. By maintaining our principles, we demonstrate strength rather than weakness. Leading by virtue does not mean being passive or allowing mistreatment. It means standing firm in our values while refusing to be dragged into negativity. A Stoic does not argue unnecessarily or seek revenge. Instead, they influence others through their example. When we respond with wisdom rather than anger, we show what true strength looks like. When we practice patience instead of frustration, we display mastery over ourselves. Seneca reminds us that we should not let others dictate how we behave. If someone tries to provoke us, their success depends on our reaction. If we remain composed, we rob them of their power. Our goal is not to change difficult people, but to remain unwavering in our virtue. When we lead with integrity, we rise above petty conflicts, earning respect not through dominance but through discipline. Virtue is the unshakable foundation that allows us to navigate challenges with dignity and strength. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is to focus only on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. This principle is especially important when dealing with difficult people. We cannot control their words, actions, or attitudes, but we can control how we respond. Epictetus reminds us, some things are up to us and some things are not. Understanding this distinction is the key to maintaining inner peace. When faced with rudeness, hostility, or disrespect, the first instinct might be to change the other person, to convince them to be kinder, more respectful, or more reasonable. But this is a waste of energy. People do not change simply because we want them to. Expecting them to behave differently leads to frustration. Instead, we should focus on what is within our power, our thoughts, emotions, and actions. By shifting our focus inward, we take control of the only thing that truly belongs to us, our own mind. If someone speaks harshly, we decide whether to take offense. If someone is aggressive, we decide whether to engage or walk away. If someone spreads negativity, we decide whether to absorb it or remain indifferent. This mental discipline gives us freedom. Another way to apply this principle is through acceptance. Marcus Aurelius teaches that we must welcome events as they come, seeing them as opportunities for growth. A difficult person is not an obstacle but a lesson in patience, resilience, and wisdom. Instead of resisting their nature, we adapt and strengthen our ability to navigate challenges with grace. The moment we stop trying to control others and start focusing on mastering ourselves, we reclaim our power. The Stoic does not seek to dominate external circumstances, but to remain steady, unshaken, and in control of their own response.